Love, light, greetings, gratitude, blessings and blessings, soul family, my divinity to yours. Welcome and welcome back. Thank you for your support, your participation, appreciation in the channel. Thank you for your clicks and comments. Thank you for all you are doing to help the collective consciousness in this grand and great awakening of ascension. 14th of May 2024, energy vibration is 9. We are now in part 4 of a dive into Camilla. And this particular reading is to determine their love for each other at the time of their marriage. Divine Spirit of Light, Mother, Father, Creator, I welcome your energy, invite you, invoke you, your essence and presence, to grace this space, the channel, and every member of this beautiful family listening, to flood your light over all of us, your healing, your love, your blessings and your protection. Thank you. If it is necessary, you may bring in the energy, the soul energy of Camilla and Charles. I ask that you are channeling clear messages to me, through me, for my questions. Thank you. For question 1, this is the deck. At the bottom is the 10 of Swords. We have the Devil. We have the Fool, the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the 2 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. So clearly we see a lot of not so good at the beginning, at the onset of whatever the journey was. But nonetheless, it was the new beginning to get into power, to get into position, in stature and wealth. Right, to have this exchange of a relationship, of a marriage, to get into the family. It is a long-standing relationship. It goes back to their younger years, and of course it's been a battle to get there. This is judgment. This is judgment. So judgment is playing up in a lot of the readings, clearly because the energy is not in its righteousness. But let us see what Spirit has to say. So tell us, my question is, was Camilla's love pure for Charles, Prince Charles at the time, when she married him? Was it pure love that Camilla felt for Charles at the time of their marriage? We are shown an exchange of energy between two people. Right, this has already revealed itself being part of the question. Right, so this is the foundation of that energy, showing the exchange of two people that married. They were happy to marry, right, finally be accepted. But my question is, was the love pure at that time? Right, was it authentic? Was it real? Was her love real at the time, pure and authentic? The Devil energy. At the bottom I have the Empress and the Ten of Swords. And the Devil card still behind that. And I've shuffled and shuffled and shuffled, and you've seen that, or you've heard that. So she was wanting this position, the Empress position. And again, the Ten of Swords was to oust something, someone. Right? So she was happy that that chapter is now closed, so she could come into the family, make it legal, known. Right? So that was at the bottom. So this was the goal. Goal was to get into the family. So at the time of marriage, we're seeing a Devil card. So what is that? It's telling us that this was an obsession. It was an addiction. It was not done out of the purest intent. Right? By the time this happened, she must have been so exhausted of all that was happening behind the scenes for as many years. So she just wanted to get over and done with it. I mean, I've done this for so long. I've waited for so long. So I might as well just get to the end. We cannot make fools of ourselves now, saying, oh, sorry, you know, everybody's out of the way. We finally got what we wanted, but very late in life. We cannot now fool everybody into thinking it was just for nothing. You know, so we've got to make it worthwhile. So she charged into this energy with that fire and passion and obsession of finally it's being done. Right? Blooded eyes, tempered energy, fired up, geared up to hold that flag, to say, yes, I am the winner. I've won. This is the death energy. This is the ending of a chapter, right? So that love that I feel she once felt for him, that infatuation or that fantasy and that flirtatious energy in the younger years had matured itself because they saw enough of this of themselves. And although it was a secret, it was very fulfilling. You know, it gave her that fulfillment that she needed, or he needed, and that sense of control. So I feel that love, that fire in that love, however intense it was, it started to dissipate and die down. Right? It was slowly working its way out, but for the purpose of upholding the honor surrounding the relationship, she went into it holding the flag as a winner. But finally it's being done all these years. So the energy surrounding that was actually death. It was karmic. But it wasn't positive. There was a death energy surrounding. From a death, this love was now, or this relationship was now able to go public, to become public. In a more acceptable way, you know, not hiding from the media and the people like it was for many years. You know, coming out of the shadows into the light, but it was not based on the right foundation of energy. The Fool card. Right, so you see, it was, we cannot make fools of ourselves. We've been fooling everyone for all these years into not believing that that was true, but it was. So now we cannot make bigger fools of ourselves by not going ahead with it. So it was a new journey. It was something different and new. Perhaps she felt that she could rekindle this energy after it died down to some degree. Right? So she was looking forward to this. But you see, this beginning and this marriage, this union, is based on a death energy. At the foundation of this relationship is carrying a death energy, a negative energy. In this instance, the death surrounding this entire relationship is Diana. That was the actual death. That was the energy that was divided and separated, that now she is involved in. So it's showing us that Diana is in the center of this. You see, this beginning intention for this marriage, that new relationship and journey, is showing clearly that Diana was here in the center of that. That's how it began, and that's how it ended. We have the Temperance energy. And what do we have that flipped up as well? The Six of Swords and the King of Pentacles. But I'm not taking these cards. This is the card, the Temperance. So that's what they were looking for. That she was looking for, that rainbow. You know, that pot of gold, the end of the rainbow. That finally everything will come together and it will all be wonderful. At the bottom is the Six of Wands, the achievement, the victory of having left everything behind was worthwhile. You see, she's got the stars. She's got everything she wanted now. So this is what she waited for, the gold. In a literal and metaphoric sense, all the years of waiting, putting it all together, trying to work it out. When will it happen? All that mental and emotional manifestation that she was doing has now finally mixed itself and paid off. You see, all that mixing and balancing and blending and stirring up. Tell us, small spirit, show us clearly the energy based, the Tower, because the deck had split, right? The Tower, the deck split, and that was the card on the top. It wasn't. You see, this Tower has the crown on it, the jewels, so that is what that pot of gold was about. Or getting into the system, getting what she wanted. And in every reading this is playing up. She needed to get to the capstone of that Tower. Right, so no matter what would happen, she ensured her mission was achieved. Her goal was achieved. You throw people out of the tower, off the tower. You lock people away. I don't care, but I want what I want. Right? This is like a natural disaster, you know, but in this case it's a man-made one. Lightning is a natural occurrence. You don't plan a lightning to strike the roof of a building or half the building off. It just happens. It's an act of nature. But here you have a human act, a human contrived act, a planned act. Three of Wands and the Seven of Swords. Oh Lord, this Seven of Swords, I promise you, I might as well just keep it on the table because it shows up in every reading. See, this is just deception. So there was no real love. It was just the opening, the gateway, the expansion to that energy. Right? She had to go ahead with it because now there is an opening for us to become public and legal and accepted, and you know, we won't have to go through what we've been going through all the years. That will now just be behind us, and we can move forward into this life right? So it didn't happen on pure love. There was no pure love at the end or at the time of marriage, right? And I specifically asked at the time of marriage because that was the next leg in the journey. If everything happened before that, we're not interested. But from the time of marriage, at the time of marriage, that's your point of determination of how real this relationship was. I think by then it wasn't. And it is showing here that that energy diluted itself. It was now deceptive. It was, I just want to get done with it, you know. So this relationship was not based and built and vowed and in coming to union out of pure love. This Three of Wands is facing the Tower. So that was the goal, was to get to the Tower, to get to the kingdom, to get to the crown jewels, to get to the position, the title, by hook or crook. I had to do it, you know, unsuspectingly, playing the victim in this relationship for all these years, hiding from the one I love, but craft, skilled to do that. Right? We don't judge, you can't judge a book by its cover. You could have a tattered and torn cover, but the wisdom in that book is priceless. So she skilled herself very well, and she was not letting go of that many years of studying the art and perfecting it. Right? What else? Six of Wands. Of course, the victory. The victory. The wedding. Right, I want you to look at something. Flowers. You see, the goal is I will get to where I want. There's the Tower. Right, my goal is here, the Tower, the crown jewels. And I will achieve it. And she did. Right, the very same wands. And that victory is beneath the Tower, which means that I've achieved my goal. But that was all. That was the main focus by that time. I think if she was married much younger, there would have been much more love there, or attachment, or some kind of stronger emotion. But by the time it all happened, it was, we just need to get over with it now, you know. Finally, it can be done. So I feel there was just a lot of pretentious energy to remain enthusiastic and keep it fresh and burning for him to take that step. But I don't think that he would have backed out, because that would just be far too big an embarrassment. That's the energy I'm feeling here, that we can't back out now, even if they fell out of love at some point, you know. You've had to keep the momentum going, because that was the reason of the root of the problem. Not even the reason, the root of the problem. Anything else? Page of Swords. Yes, you see, they had to keep that kind of information and publicity. That energy of message had to remain. That yes, they are so in love. And this is it. You know, we've got to hold up our heads up high and continue to keep this talk of this grand change, that we're finally getting married after all these years. So we can't let it down. We've got to hold sword up high still. And let the media now, you know, we need to be headlines. We were headlines for the wrong reasons. So now let's be headlines for the right reasons. Give me one more, please. Two of Swords. You see, she was at this point at a crossroads, emotionally and mentally. It was not a full moon, you see. It wasn't complete anymore. It wasn't full. It wasn't filling. It wasn't fulfilling. It was just, let's just do it. Right? It was a choice or a decision at the end. It wasn't an emotion anymore. Okay, I have two cards from this deck. Let me read it. It says, the rod near predicts family quarrels, distant pecuniary losses. Family quarrels. So they were having problems. Right. They were having problems. This is the Ten of Swords energy. So they were definitely having problems. But let's see what the next one says. This is also Swords energy. The Shepherd indicates an intense love of life and a strong fellow feeling. An intense love of life. Right, so it was an energy to be with the flock. So it's not the love from the heart. It was the love of life, the love for the lifestyle, the love for the energy of the lifestyle. Right, to be part of the herd, to fit in, to be part of the system. That's what that is about. All right, let's get to the next question. Three of Swords, Nine of Swords, King of Swords, the Sun, the King of Pentacles, and the Moon, and the Fool, and the Empress. All right, we've seen a few of these cards already in the previous deck. All right, so my question here is now on the opposite end for Charles. Exactly the same question. So by the time he married, was he then feeling pure love for Camilla or not? You know, so was his love pure for Camilla at the time that he married? Let's have a look and see what's here. The Nine of Swords. Again, he was also going through a lot of mental activity, stress and anxiety. This talks about somebody now at a point in their life where for all this while you were probably wanting it, anticipating it, eager and so on. When it's now come to it, you are now giving it so much of thought. It is now stressing you out. It's become overwhelming. Is this the right energy? Is this the right choice? You've spent so many years with the person that you've got to know them so well. So what more is there to learn and experience that you've already not done? As a single man and as a married man, and now as a divorced man, what will you experience that will be different? So a lot went through his mind at the time. He was thinking a lot of things and perhaps kept it to himself, because who do you talk about it to now? You've done it for so long. You were okay with it for so long. You can't share that with anybody. You've got to keep it, hold it close to your heart and keep it to yourself. So he was having mental activity and strain around this decision as well. And that is a worried person. That is somebody that's so deep in worry that you now have sleepless nights about it. All right, let's have a look here. Two of Wands. Yes, which road do I take? Which direction do I go? Am I making the right choice? The right decision? Is this the right thing to do after all this time? Now you see, so this energy at the time of marriage was not in its authenticity. Is this the right partner? Should I partner with this partner? You know, so now we're contemplating the future, right? It was chaos in his mind. Temperance, but I'm taking one. They say one only. Eight of Cups. See, this relationship, this marriage was 50-50 in the end. His energy was not 100%. I've got half of the cups standing. The other half is turned over. Am I right in saying that? Three of the cups are turned over. It's about half. So he's already lost a lot of that emotion that he had. And he wasn't sure if he should walk away from this or not. Perhaps he felt that he should walk away from it at some point. His mind was playing tricks on him that, do I really want this? Do I go ahead with it? So there was that mental instability or mental indecisiveness of making this choice. You know, it's all really nice and exciting and very, you know, it's novelty. You want to feel like a, you know, like a young couple, even in your maturing years when you are sneaking and seeing someone, you know, it's exciting. But when it becomes solid, or it needs to solidify, and then a whole shift happens in your psychology. So maybe even at that time he was thinking about his marriage to Diana, and all those memories could have come back. We don't know. But he was feeling uncertainty. It is definitely sure here that he's feeling uncertainty. Because you've got the Swords, which is all mental work, right? You've got the Wands, which is the action. Do I take this action? Do I take this step? You know, marriage again is another, it's a big step. And you've got the Cups, which is the emotions. So he had a threefold energy that was overwhelming him at the time. For this new beginning, you see? For this new beginning. So there's the Fool, she's got the Fool, and he's got the Fool card. Right, so they did not want to make fools of themselves, so they had to go ahead with it. Right, in the end, he decided to go ahead with it. He had no choice, because I think his mother would have also been on his knuckles. Right, given the fact that his mother knows everything about him and Diana. In the end, they had to divorce. So he was under pressure here. What else? Five of Pentacles. Poverty. He was thinking about his life as a single man. Six of Cups, the children. Right, so he was thinking about him becoming a king. And the wealth at his side, the woman at his side, the status, his status, the energy of the crown itself, the impact it would have on all of that. What losses, what would he be at a loss for and of? He was thinking about the children. How would they react to this? Will they accept it or not? So he was thinking about his past. So in saying that, he was probably having some of the thoughts come back to him about the marriage with Diana, no matter whether that was based on love or not. But I think a part of him did have some kind of feeling for her, for Diana, but he couldn't express it. I get that feeling here. So now he's wondering how the children will react to this. I see a lot of things were going into his mind. Knight of Wands, you see? How do I approach the children and tell them about this? Bringing it out into public, right? As an aged man marrying, being very mature, something that he had hidden for so many years from his younger years. Now he's much older to have to bring that out into public. So he thought about a lot of things. Serious contemplation here with that Nine of Swords. He was sitting and making notes, mental notes and physical notes of everything, analyzing, dissecting, probing, doing a whole lot of forensics around this equation. Okay, give me the Queen of Swords. See, organizing his mind, getting his act together, trying to figure everything out. And he's at the bottom of the deck with King of Cups. He was a King of Cups at the time, so give me one more. Three of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck is the Devil. So you see, in the end, he had to go ahead with it. He had to go ahead with it. He had no choice. But I think he would have gone ahead with it. But let me say to you, I feel that he was making this decision, right? Not by himself alone. He was probably coming to his senses at some point and feeling different. But this was influencing him. I did feel that he was not in his 100% senses to make the decision to be in a relationship like this for that length of time. There was definitely something that had his energy in that, on that leash. And there's the Three of Pentacles, the group. Right? Something, we've got the Temperance at the bottom, which is that potion of energy that was being mixed from the previous reading that follows here to say that that's how this energy came into being. Maybe he confided too much in her and she knew a lot. She could have, you know, used that against him. So he had no choice in the end. Right? So he was trapped. He, in the end, was trapped into that kind of energy. I'm not saying he didn't love her at all. I'm saying that now he was having secondary and tertiary thoughts about it. But he was very concerned about a lot of things. And I think at that point, he was reminded that I know a lot. You know, so let me just enlighten you that I do know a lot. And this is what we've been wanting for so long. So we need to go ahead with it. Anything else? Knight of Cups. So he had to propose and make the offer. With a mask on, meaning it wasn't wholeheartedly. It wasn't fulfilling. It's like if I did not want to look at you in the eye and tell you that. Right? Even the action he took was with a mask on. When I say a mask, his helmet or whatever that is, but it's covering the face, protecting him. There's no battle here. There's no reason to be covered that way. But he is covered. He's hiding from the truth. Here he's hiding from the children. How do you face the children and tell the children all of this? Right? And here it's the offer. Right? It's the offer. It's not pure and truthful and righteous and honest and unconditional. It's not the same anymore. All right, let me put this away. But I do want to clarify something. Right. Two of Swords. I didn't even ask the question. Right, so definitely a difficult choice in the end to make. He battled with this choice. He was at a crossroad. He was very indecisive. He was weighing everything up in detail, and he felt that he was bound. You know, here the eyes are usually blindfolded, but he felt he was bound in many ways. He was at a stalemate position here. So I can conclude that this relationship was based, there's judgment. It was based on an obligation in the end, kind of, and a compromise that they reached. You know, whatever they decided, it had to go ahead. So it was not pure. Right? This is the last judgment. So clearly the final decision had to be judged based on whatever the emotion was or the decision was. But at the end of the day, this entire relationship is based on a bigger judgment. And I think we all know what that was. The Princess of Swords. Right, but she was the Princess of Wales. Any other message? Princess of Cups. Well, there she is. I just said she was the Cups energy. Princess of Wales. So here she is. So this judgment. And strangely, I put that into the center between them. I should have left it here. So he was feeling guilty at some point. That's what I feel here. Everything was coming back to him. I think he was having a reality check or something. All right. Let's try and get one here. Is there a message from this deck? But it's done and it's too late. Can't reverse time. Children signify friendly disposition, gentleness. So what are you saying here? He was thinking about the children, or he used the children to comfort him, to pacify him, and to say that we'll be a family again. The stork denotes change of residence for the better sooner or later, according to the distance which it lies from the person. So definitely the children. You see? family, nesting. So he was securing the energy in the end, pacifying his mind that he was doing it for the children. She probably said, you know what, it'll be good for the children if you are more stable and they've got someone to help them through this. But they used the energy of the children as a baseline. Right, now look at this. 12 and 21 becomes a 3. So they both, on both sides, they mirrored the same energy of her saying, yes, let's, you know, it'll be good for the children. And for him to say, yes, you know, it'll keep our nest together. So she changed residence to get to them. Clever, hey? All right, so they found a common denominator. Family of light, there will be another part to this. There's lots of questions that I want to ask to complete this exercise, and we need to get to perhaps 1 or 2 more parts, but let's see how we get into the next one. And I know it seems like it's prolonged, but we can never do this in one setting. As you can see, the details that I go in to bring the clarity through, to make sure that the correct message is coming through, because not always do I hear the words, I also get the impressions. I love you, I thank you, and bless you. Till next.